Hi guys, welcome to another video. This will be week 11 and that's to do with area and perimeter. So let's go straight into it. Okay, so these are the notes. Obviously you can find them in Google Classroom if you need to download them again under week 11, area and perimeter. So hopefully by the end of the lesson, you will be able to find the perimeter and area of rectangles, triangles, parallelograms and trapeziums. Yeah, and we'll go through each shape. Where the perimeter area compound shapes, I'll explain what that is in a minute, and work out the area and perimeter of various problems. Okay, so let's scroll down. So let's have a look at quadrilaterals. Obviously, they have four sides, things like rectangles, parallelograms, trapeziums. So obviously, you should know area of a rectangle or a square is one length multiplied by one width. Yep, so that's from functional skills. So yeah, you definitely need to remember this formula. You know, they're not going to tell you what it is in the exam. You definitely need to memorize that. It's just one length multiplied by one width. Okay. Perimeter, just keep it easy. Don't use formulas. I would just keep it as simple as possible. You could have any shape. They could give you a pentagon. They can give you an octagon. They can give you any number of sides. All you do is just add up all the sides. Yeah. Keep it nice and simple. Yeah, it's just less confusing that way. Parallelograms. Well, a parallelogram is just like a rectangle, just leaning on its side. If you cut this little piece out here, this little triangle, and you stick it on the end, you will get a proper rectangle anyway. So it's the same as a rectangle, length times width, or in this case, you've got base times height. Yep, you can have small h or big h, it makes no difference. Again, you need to memorize that. Yep, same as before for the perimeter. Perimeter, you just add up all the sides. Trapezium, so this is what trapezium looks like. It's a funny little weird shape. The good thing about trapeziums, or the one thing that you can notice, is that these two sides are parallel. Yeah, so if you've got two sides that are parallel, i.e. they're going in the same direction, then definitely it's a trapezium. And the formula for that is you add those two sides together, those two parallel sides. So you add A plus B, halve it, and then multiply it by the height, the vertical height. Yeah, again, you need to memorize this formula. Yeah, dead easy. Well, not dead easy, but yeah, you just need to remember it. Let's do some examples then. I'm gonna need my calculator for these. So work out the area of this office. You have £750 budget to spend on flooring. Work out which flooring you can afford. Real oak is £21.99 per meter squared. Cherry wood, £19.99 per meter squared. Okay, so this is what we call a compound shape. So a compound shape is made up of different shapes just joined together. So this is made up of two rectangles. So you could split it like this. Split into two rectangles. Could split it this way. Or you could have split it this way as well. Makes no difference. I think split it this way because we've got a nice little rectangle here. We've got the length and the width. Let's call that rectangle A. Let's call this long rectangle B. So we need the area. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes they'll be talking about the perimeter as well, but because they're talking about meters squared, there's your clue right there. Meters squared, anything squared is to do with area. Yeah, so definitely they're talking about area. So we have to work out the area of this shape. So let's work out area A first. So that's length times width, which is 5 times 3, which is 15 meters squared. And area B, let's work that out separately, length times width. Again, there's your length for B, 7, times 1 width for B, which is 3. Yep, which gives you 21 meters squared. So the total area, it's right here. Total area is 15 plus 21. What's that? 36 meters squared. Yep, that's not your final answer. That's not what it's asking for. We need to use this. So which one's within our budget? We've got a budget of £750. Let's do real oak first. Let's see how much that's going to cost. So real oak is £21.99 for every meter squared. How much meter squared have we got? We got 36. It's times by 36. Let's stick that in the calculator. Times 36. This will definitely be on the calculator paper, by the way. And if you've got your calculator, definitely use it. 791 pounds 64. So that's way over budget. Cherry wood. It's definitely going to be cherry wood, but we still need to work it out. So that's £19.99 times 36. Yeah. £719.64. Yep, so your answer, definitely go with cherry wood. Actually 3 marks right there. Yep, but obviously we need to show our working out and everything to get you full 3 marks. Let's move on. Work out the perimeter and area of the following shapes. Okay, so we've got various compound shapes, functional skills type questions. So these are straightforward. Yep, so you can do these anyway. You know, you can split the shape, you can complete the rectangle, which a lot of people do, you know, make it like a full rectangle and just take away this little piece here. I'm going to split the shape though. So let's do the area first. No, in fact, let's do the perimeter first. For the perimeter, you know, obviously we need to work out all the sides. If you'll notice that if it's 8 centimeters on this side, on the left-hand side, all of these on this right-hand side, they're going to add up to 8 anyway, aren't they? So we don't need to work out this side. So we've got 8 centimeters on that side, 8 centimeters going this way as well. We've got 6 centimeters along the bottom. Again, along the top, including this one, they're going to be 6 centimeters as well. So a quick way of doing it, it's like a giant rectangle. 6 plus 8, and just double it. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 times by 2 is 28 centimeters. Yep, so that's the perimeter done. So that's the perimeter. And for the area, we're going to have to split the shape. Which way should we do this? Let's do it this way. Makes no difference, to be honest, which way you do it. Let's just split it this way. Let's call that shape A. Let's call that shape B. Yep. So that was the perimeter. Let's just put that there, and then the area. So for this one, yeah, we definitely need. We've got one width for shape A. I do need to work out what this is now, because I need that for the area. Well, if it's 8 along there, take away 2. 8 take away 2 gives you 6 centimeters for that length. So area A is 3 times 6, which is 18 centimeters squared. And area B, that's your length, that's your width. So it's going to be 6 times 2, which is 12. So the total is going to be these two added together, 30 centimeter squared. Don't forget the units. Yep, there's your 2 answers for that one. Let's do the next one. let's work out the perimeter. Again, if it's going to be 5 along there, it's going to be 5 along the bottom. Plus 6 along there, 6 along there. Times by 2. So it's going to be 22 centimeters for the perimeter. Yep, that's that done. For the area, we're going to have to split the shape. Let's do it this way. Let's call that shape A. Let's call that shape B. So area A is 5 times 2, which is 10 centimeters squared. Area B is, well, I need that and I need that. That's going to be 6 take away 2, which is 4. So that's going to be 1 times 4, which is 4. Yep, so total area will be 14 centimeters squared. Let's try the next one. Perimeter is 8 plus 9, and just double it. Yeah, just look for the biggest sides, the biggest length, and the biggest width. Add them together and just double it. It's a quick way of doing it, so you don't have to work out these missing sides. 8 plus 9 is 17. Double that, it's 34 centimeters. Just a quick way of doing it. Let's split the shape. Split it this way. Yep, let's call that shape A. Let's call that shape B. Shape A. That's going to be 9. I'm going to need this. Well, if it's 8 along the top, take away 3. That leaves me with 5. Yep, so that's 9 times 5, 45. And shape B is 4 times 3, which is 12. Yep, total. Add them together. What's that going to give us? 57 centimeters squared. Again, you know, there's multiple ways of doing these. You don't have to do it this way. You should get 57 centimeters squared as your answer. Yep, let's move on. Area of triangles. Again, you need to know the area of a triangle, what the formula is. Makes no difference if it's a triangle like this or a triangle like this. So you've got a right angle triangle here, and you've got looks like an isosceles triangle. It's always, if you imagine a rectangle, basically a triangle is just half of that. So we know that for a rectangle, it was base times height, wasn't it? So it's base times height, but you halve it. So that's the way I remember it. So you could write it like that. In fact, do it a different way. It's the same thing, but half base times height. Yep, whichever way you think. Makes no difference as long as you halve it. A lot of people do forget to halve it, so don't forget that. Example 2. Find the area of the following triangle from the centimeter squares below. Write the formula first. So a lot of students were saying, oh, there's no numbers on here. But look for the clues. Look, it's on a centimeter square. So each of these squares represents 1 centimeter. Yeah, we need the base. Let's see how long it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeters for the bottom. And we need the vertical height, remember, not this slanted bit. So we need the vertical height, which is from that top bit to there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. So area, base times height divided by 2. 6 times 4, halve it. So it's 24 divided by 2, which is 12. Don't forget the units, centimeters squared. Yeah, again, this is functional skills, but you need to know the formula. They're not going to tell you in the exam. And if you forget to halve it, you'll lose marks. So don't forget to halve it. Have a go over the next ones yourself. Pause the video and give them a go. Some of them are a little bit tricky, but do try your best. And when you're ready, just unpause it. Okay, let's go through these. Let me just zoom out a little bit. All right, so work out the area of the shape. So it looks like a rectangle and triangle stuck together. So the area, we're gonna have to split the shape, definitely. I would split it this way. So you've got a rectangle here, let's call that A. And you've got a triangle, let's call that shape B. Yep, so area A is 12 times 5, which is 60 centimeters squared. And shape B, which is a triangle, you need the base. Let's write the formula down first, in fact. Base times height divided by 2. So we definitely need the base. We need the height of the triangle, not this whole height here. That we don't need that. We need this from there to there. And we need this. I think it's always a good idea just to put in the arrows or put in the lines what you need, the dimensions that you need. So I need this and I need this. And just to remind yourself, what do I need for my formula? So in this case, I need the base, I need the height. So the base, this bit here, if it's 12 along there, take away this 7 because I don't need that 7. So 12 take away 7 leaves me with 5 for that bit. Yep. And for the height of the triangle, if it's 9 all the way across, 9, take away this 5. I don't need that 5 there. So 9 take away 5 leaves me with 4 centimeters. Yep, and just fill in the blanks. So it's 4 times 5 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2, which is 10. Yep, so the total will be 60 plus 10, which is 70 centimeters squared. Yep, just put it on the dotted line. Don't forget the units, otherwise you'll lose marks. Yep, and that's your answer. Let's move on. 2b, square has an area of 81 centimeters squared. Find the perimeter of the square. Right, so all we're told is that the area is 81. If we know it's a square, so what's special about square? Well, that is the same as that. All the sides are the same. Rewrite that. Don't like that. Yep. Both of those sides are the same. And we know it's x times x, or length times length in this case. So area is x times x. In this case, we know that's 81 equals x squared. So x will be the square root of 81, which is 9. That's not the final answer. That's what that is. That's 9, and that's 9. So we know that the sides are 9. So how do we work out the perimeter? Well, the perimeter is just all the sides, so that's got to be 9. That's got to be 9. So it'll be 9 times 4, which is 36 centimeters. Yep, that's your answer for part A. Part B says, diagram shows a right angled triangle and a parallelogram. Area of the parallelogram is 5 times the area of the triangle. Perpendicular height of the parallelogram is h centimeters. Find the value of h. Right, so h is missing. We're told that the parallelogram is 5 times the area of the triangle. So the parallelogram is 5 times bigger than the triangle. Well, we can work out what the triangle is, or the area of the triangle. Let's do that first. Base times height. I think it's always a good idea to write the formula down, just to remind yourself what you're doing. Yeah, and that'll remind you as well that you need to halve it. So you got 16 times by 9 divided by 2. Let's work that out. 16 times 9 divided by 2, 72 centimeters squared. So that's the area of the triangle. So we know that the parallelogram is going to be 5 times that. So area of parallelogram is 5 times 72, which is, let's work that out. 5 times 72, which is 360. Okay. Centimeters squared. That's not what it's asking for, though, is it? It's asking what is h. We need to use the formula. What is area of a parallelogram? Area of parallelogram is, if you're not sure, just look back at your notes. But basically, same as a rectangle, base times height. Yep. So we've got the base. Obviously, we need to work out the height. So we also know the area now. We know that the area is 360. So 360 goes there. We know the base is 30. And we're trying to work out what the height is. Let's just leave it as h. Let's rearrange this. Let's get h on its own. So you need to bring 30 to the other side. So the opposite of multiply by 30 is divide by 30. So you'll have h is 360 divided by 30. Let's work that out. This should give us our answer. 12. That's going to be in centimeters. Yep, because that's what they're using. Yep, just use what you know. Just use the information and just work it out step by step. You'll get your answer eventually. Let's move on. 2C, ABDE is a rectangle, ED is 8 centimeters, BDC is a right angle triangle, BC is 4.5 centimeters, ABC is a straight line. Yeah, we can see all this in the diagram. So they're just describing what it looks like, all this stuff here. The area of the rectangle, ABDE, is 40 centimeters squared. So the area of this is 40 centimeters squared. Let's write that in. Work out the area of the triangle. Right. So what do we need for area of a triangle? Let's write that down. Area of triangle is, well, we need the base, we need the height, and you need to halve it. Well, we've got the base of the triangle. We need to work out the height, right? So that's what we need. We need this right here. So before we can work out the area of the triangle, we need the base. Sorry, we need the height. Well, we can use this. The height of the triangle is the same as this, which is the height of the rectangle. So let's work backwards. We know that area of the rectangle is length times width. We know the area is 40. The length, the longest side, is 8. And we're trying to work out the width, which is technically that bit there. Yep, that's the width, which is the same as that. Let's call it W. Again, let's work backwards. So W is 40 divided by 8, which is 5. Yep, so that's going to be 5 centimeters for that. Again, that's not your final answer. We need to work out the area of the triangle. So let's now use it in here because that's now 5. So it's going to be 4.5 times 5 for the height. And we need to halve it. Let's just stick it here. So 4.5 times 5 divided by 2. It's 11.25. centimeters squared. Yeah, don't forget the centimeters squared because it's area. Yep, that's that one done. Let's move on. Question 2D. Is a shape made from a rectangle and a triangle. Work out the total area of the shape. Right. So let's call this shape A. Let's call that shape B. So what's happened there? So area A. We need one length, one width. That's easy enough. Let's stick that in a calculator. 135 centimeters squared. Okay. Again, I need for area B, which is a triangle, I need the base, I need the height, I need to halve it. So I need this. Oops, I don't like that. So I need this. That's my base. I need that. Let me redraw that. I don't like that. All right, that's a bit better. So the base, okay, so if it's 15 along here, take away that 7. 15 take away 7 gives you 8. Yep. And for the height, well, if it's 22 along there, take away that 9. 22 take away 9. It's 13. That bit there is 13 centimeters. Yep. So it's going to be base times height, 8 times 13 divided by 2. Let's work that out. Uh, 52 centimeters squared. So the total is going to be 135 plus 52, which is 187. Yeah, and they've already got the units there. 187 centimeters squared. Yep, that's that one done. So there were the easy ones. Let's move on to the more difficult compound shapes. I'll do the first example and then get you guys to practice. So let's have a look at this example 3. Diagram shows a shape A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, okay. All corners of the shape are right angles. Okay. Perimeter of the shape is 28 meters. All right. So the perimeter of the whole shape is 28 meters. All right. Work out the area of ABCE shown shaded on the diagram. Where's that bit? This funny little shaded shape. Looks weird, doesn't it? I mean, how do you work out the area of that weird shaded shape? A little bit of a clue. Whenever it's asking for the shaded bit on the diagram, always look at the unshaded parts. So the unshaded parts are these bits here, which are triangles, which we do know. Yeah, so always look at the unshaded parts. That's a bit of a clue. Yeah. So best way of doing this one, what if we work out the area of the whole shape, the L shape, take away this triangle here, take away this triangle here. Yeah, that'll leave you with the shaded bit. That's the idea. Yeah, so that's the idea behind it. So we need the area of the whole shape. I'm going to redraw it because it's going to be, I think it's going to get a bit messy if I start doing it on here. So I'm going to redraw the shape here, just the L shape. Oh, I don't like that. It's not great. All right, that'll do. Yeah, so we know that this is 3 meters. That's 2. That's 4. That's it. Wow. Okay. Well, we know that this is going to be 6 then, because we've got 4 plus 2. Yeah, to give us 6 there. That's fine. How are we going to figure out this? We can't. So we're going to have to use this. Yeah, do you know where they said the perimeter of the shape is 28 meters? So we know that all these sides add up to 28, but we don't know what this side is. And we don't know what this side is. We do need to work out these sides, to work out the area of the shape. We do need these missing sides, especially this one at the bottom. Let's call this length here, let's call that x, because we don't know what it is. And let's call the bottom, that's going to be x plus 3. Yep. That makes sense. Yep. So that's your unknown. Call the smallest thing. You always call the smallest thing x, or your unknown. The next length which we need is that one at the bottom. That's got to be x plus 3. And now we know that if we add up all of these together, we should get 28. So let's just go around. 4 plus x plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus x plus 3. Okay, and that should all equal 28. Yeah. Let's simplify this. Well, we've got an x here and an x here, so that's going to give us 2x. So that 28 equals 2x. 4 plus 2 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. Plus another 6 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. Yeah. So 28 equals 2x plus 18, simplified. Let's get x on its own. So we'll have to minus 18 here and here. So we've got 10 equals. Ooh, I can see where this is going. So 1x will be 5. Yep. And in this case, it's meters. So this here is 5. And that's going to be x plus 3, which is the same as that. So 5 plus 3 is 8. So now we know that is 8 meters. Yeah. Now we can work out the area of the whole shape. In fact, let's put it here as well. So that's 8, and that's 5. Let's split it this way. Let's call that shape A. Let's call that shape B. Okay. So area A is 4 times by 8, which is 32 meters squared. And area B, let's see what that looks like again. That's that little bit there. So 3 times by 2, which is 6 meters squared. So the total area, those two added together, 38 meters squared. Okay, that's the area of the whole thing. Now we need to work out this. Let's call it a 1. Let's call that shape 2. These funny little triangles. So area 1 is a triangle, which is base times height over 2. Let's have a look at the diagram again. Base is 8, height is 4, so it's 8 times 4 over 2. So it's 32 divided by 2, which is 16 meters squared. And area 2, let's do it here. Again, base times height over 2. Let's have a look at the triangle. Oh, we said that this was 6, wasn't it? Same as that. So that's going to be 3 times 6. 3 times 6 divided by 2. 3 times 6 divided by 2. 3 sixes are 18. 18 divided by 2, which is 9. So the shaded area is the whole area. What did we say the whole area was? 38. Take away the 2 triangles. 16. Take away 9, which is 38. Take away 16. Take away 9. 13. And that's going to be meters squared. 5 marks for that. Wow. So it's a lot of marks. So my biggest clue I would give to you guys is if they ever talk about the shaded bit of the diagram, always look at the unshaded parts and then go from there. Yeah, and always look for the information that they've told you as well. So we had to use that as well, the perimeter. We had to use that to work out what these missing sides were and everything. Have a go over the next ones yourself. Pause the video and try it yourself. Once you're ready, just unpause it. Okay, let's go through these. So practice question 3a. Here's a rectangle. 6-sided shape below is made from 2 of these rectangles. Okay, work out the perimeter of this 6-sided shape, right? So if that rectangle is there, that's got to be 6. That's going to be 4 along here. That's going to be 4 along the top. This bit here, so that's the smaller side, you know. So basically, it's like 2 of these. Same rectangles, identical rectangles. One of them's on their side, and they're just joined together. So that's the smaller one. That's 4. Let's just fill in the blanks. That's your longer side. That's 6. And that along the bottom is going to be 6. Yep. Okay. What's missing? I think, you know what? Let's do it this way, where we work out all the sides separately. You could do it the quick way, where you can just do 6 plus 10 and just double it. You can do it that way as well. It's absolutely fine. Let's do it this way as well. Let's work out this little missing side here, this little bit here. Well, if it's 6 along there, 4 along there, that little bit there's got to be 2 centimeters. Yep. So your perimeter, just add up all these sides. You've got 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 6 plus 4. This is probably the long way of doing it. I probably wouldn't recommend doing it this way. Plus 4. I'll do it both ways, in fact. I'll show you this way and I'll show you the quick way. Let's just add these up. So 6 plus 4 is 10, 12, 18, 22, 28, 32 centimeters. Yep, so it's 32. So the quick way, obviously we need one of these on the left-hand side, 6 plus the big side at the bottom is 10, and you double it. Yeah, because it's going to be the same along the top as well. So it's 2 times 16, which is 32. You get the same answer, but a lot quicker. Yep, same answer, but a lot quicker. And you didn't have to work out the missing side either. I think the key thing here is working out, obviously, what these blanks are, all these blank sides, which we do need. Yeah, and just don't forget it's talking about an identical shape for both of them. Let's move on. ABC is an isosceles right angle triangle. The area of the triangle is 162. Work out the value of x. Right, so they've said that the length, or the base, in this case, the base is at the top, makes no difference, still the base. And the height is 3x. We'll have to work backwards because they've told you the area, you're going to have to work backwards. So area is base times height divided by 2. That's our formula. So we're told that is 162. Base is 3x. Height is 3x. And it's being divided by 2. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. Let's write it here. So 162. 9x squared divided by 2. Okay. Let's get x on its own. So let's double this side. You're going to have to double that side. It's 162 times by 2. 324 equals 9x squared. Let's divide both sides by 9. Divide that by 9. Get 36 equals x squared. I see where it's going. So x is going to be square root of 36, which is 6. Yep, so in this case, x is 6. You don't need to put the units because they've already got the units for that. So you just put 6 for the missing answer. Yep, that's that one done. Question 3C. Here are 2 rectangles. Okay, so we've got A and B. All measurements are in centimeters. The area of rectangle A is equal to the area of rectangle B. Okay. Work out the perimeter of rectangle B. Well, to work out the perimeter, you're going to need to work out what these sides are. So we've got x in there. So definitely we need to work out what x is somehow. There's your big clue right there. Area of rectangle A is equal to area of rectangle B. So that is equal to that. You can have an equation. You're going to have to work out what x is. So let's do that. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Scroll down a little bit as well. Okay, so area A is equal to area B. That's what we're told. Yeah, so we're going to have to work out these separately. So obviously area of a rectangle is length times width. So that's 4x times 2.5 for that one. For area B is 7 times 2x minus 3. Let's do it like that. Let's simplify this. So 4 times 2.5, I think that's 10x on that side. We'll have to expand this. Let's get rid of the brackets. That multiplies that to give you 14x. That times that gives you minus 21. Let's get x on its own. So I would keep x on this side because it's bigger on this side. So let's get rid of it on this side. So minus 10x to both sides. So I've got 0 equals 4x minus 21. And let's add 21 to both sides. So I've got 21 equals 4x. Is this going to be a decimal? So 4x equals 21. X is going to be 21 divided by 4. Let's work that out. 21 divided by 4. 5.25. Looks a bit weird. Just make sure I've done that right. 4 times 2.5 was 10, wasn't it? Yeah, that bit's right. 14x on that side. 21 on that side. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's right. I mean, even if it looks weird, you're doing it right. Yeah. Just double check you are doing it right. Usually it's a whole number, but it's not always the case. You know, you might get a decimal as your answer. Oh wait, that's not your final answer. We've just worked out what x is. We need to work out the perimeter of rectangle B. So now we can put it back into this. So this is going to be 2 times x, which is, we now know is 5.25, minus 3. Let's work that on the calculator. So 2 times 5.25. Okay, which is that? Take away 3. 7.5. That's going to be centimeters. So now, if that's 7.5, that's going to be 7.5. That's going to be 7. I'll tell you what, let's do the quick way. 7.5 plus 7. Let's double it. 7.5 plus 7 times by 2, 29. And that's going to be in centimeters. Is there a dotted line? Yes, there is. Let's put it here. Yep. And there's your 5 marks. Let's move on. Question 3D. Diagram shows a floor of a floor in the shape of a trapezium. John is going to paint the floor. Each 5-litre tin of paint costs £16.99. 1 litre of paint covers an area of 2 meters squared. John has £160 to spend on paint. Has John got enough money to buy all the paint he needs? You must show how you get your answer. This is a functional skills type question. So, yeah, you definitely need to know stuff like this. This is basic stuff, to be honest. So we need to work out the area of the trapezium, obviously. Yeah, because this paint is going to go inside. That's the first thing. And it's talking about meters squared. There's your other clue. So definitely to do with area. Area of trapezium. What was the formula? You have to add those parallel sides together. So it's A plus B, halve it, times by the height. Yeah. So that's A, that's B, these two parallel sides, 10 plus 16. Add them first, halve it, times by the vertical height, which is in this case 7. Let's work that out. So that's 26 divided by 2 is 13. So it's 13 times by 7, which is 91. And that's going to be meters squared. Okay. So that's the area of the trapezium. We're told that 1 litre of paint covers an area of 2 meters squared. So how many 2's go into 91? This will tell us how many litres it covers. Should we do it that way? 1 litre of paint covers. Yeah, let's do it this way. So this will tell us how many litres it will cover. So 91 divided by 2 is 45.5. That's going to be litres. Yeah. How many 2's go into that? That tells us how many litres we need. Yep. So that's how many litres of paint we need. 1 tin is 5 litres. So how many 5's go into that will tell us how many tins we need. So that divided by 5. So I need 9.1 tins. Don't be tempted to round it to 9, because 9 tins wouldn't be enough. You need 9. Think of it as 9 and a bit. So you need, technically, you need 10 tins, because you can't buy Can't go to B&Q and buy 0.1 of a tin. So technically he's going to need 10 tins. Yeah, and 9 wouldn't be enough. How much does it cost? Each tin costs $16.99, so it'll be 10 times $16.99, which is £169.90. John has £160 to spend. Has he got enough? No. Doesn't have enough. Yep. There's your 5 marks. Let's move on. Question 3E. So here's a diagram of Jim's garden. Jim wants to cover his garden with grass seed to make a lawn. Grass seeds are sold in bags. There is enough grass seed in each bag to cover 20 meters squared of garden. Each bag of grass seed costs £4.99. Work out the least cost of putting grass. Okay, so it's very similar to the previous question. Very much a functional skills question. So we need to work out, again, it's talking about area. We know it's talking about area because you've got grass seed, which is going to go inside this shape. It's talking about meters squared. So again, look for little clues like that, just to tell you whether it's to do with area or whether it's to do with perimeter. So in this case, definitely area. So we need to work out area of the shape, which is trapezium. Yep, so area of trapezium is A plus B. Oh, I don't like that. Not very clear, is it? A plus B, halve it, times by the height. What's your A? What's your B? What's these parallel sides here? 12 plus 18, halve it, times by the height. In this case, the height is 9. That's going to be 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15, times by 9. 15 times by 9, 135 meters squared. Okay, so that's the first bit. That's the area of the garden. Right, so he's going to cover it with grass seed. So each bag covers 20 meters squared. So basically, how many 20s go into that? How many 20s go into that will tell us how many bags we need. So that divided by 20. 6.75 bags. Again, you can't buy 0.75 of a bag, so he's going to need 7 bags. Each bag costs $4.99, so times it by $4.99. 7 bags times that, £4.99. And don't try and round this to £5 either. You have to be as accurate as possible. So that's £34.93. There you go. That's your answer. Yep. £34. Let's put it here. 93. Yep. Let's move on. Question 3F. A pattern is made using identical rectangular tiles. Okay. Find the total area of the pattern. Right. So that's all we're told. There's a couple of ways you can do this. Yeah, so a lot of people did get stuck on this in class. If you can't see it straight away, then you can use algebra to work it out. How do you work out the area of anything, you need length and you need one width. Yeah, so each of these tiles look like that. You got one length and you got one width. Yeah, for all of them. So that bit there, that's a length. That bit there's a width. That's a length there. That's a length. That's a width. That's a length, and so on. Yep. So can we use any of this information? Well, the only bit we're told is this bit here along the top. Because it says 11 along the top here for the whole of that length there. And it says 7 for this. So we can see that 7 is equal to 1 length plus 1 width. Yeah. And we can see at the top here that 11 is equal to 2 lengths plus 1 width. Okay, so you could actually use simultaneous equations for this if you wanted to. Let's call that equation 1. Let's call that equation 2. So let's take these away. Let's do equation 2 minus equation 1. I'm going to rewrite it underneath. 7 equals L plus W. Do it as a big sum. So they cancel each other out. You're left with 1 length equals 11 take away 7, which is 4. So there's your answer for L. So L is equal to 4 centimeters. Yep, and you can see that as well. You can actually see that physically. You can see that. If you can see on this side, if it's 7 along there, it's got to be 7 from there to there. Yep, so that's 7 centimeters there. So if it's 7, this bit here, from here to here, has got to be 11 take away 7, which is 4. Yep, so there you go. 1 length is equal to 4 centimeters. So however you do it, you can use simultaneous equations. You can use visually, you can see for yourself. However you do it, you're going to get length. 1 length is equal to 4 centimeters. Let's put that back into equation 1. So 7 equals 4 plus W. Let's rearrange this. So take away 4 to both sides. So you get 3 equals W. So the width is going to be 3. There you go. So now we can work out the area of one shape. So the area is equal to 4 times 3, which is 12 centimeters. That's for one of them. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 of these shapes. So total area 4 times 12, which is 48 centimeters squared. Yep. There's your answer. Bit of a weird one, but yeah, just again, you can use algebra, you can use anything you want, to be honest. I would use algebra for this, any unknown value. Obviously, if you've got unknown length, call it L. If you've got unknown width, call it W, and just use the information that you're told and just work out step by step, and eventually you will get your answer. Once you've got the length, then it's dead easy. You can very easily work out the width. Let's move on. Yeah, so try these extension questions. Pause the video, give them a go yourself. Some of them are a bit weird, and some of them a bit tricky. Some of these are taken from AQA papers as well, by the way. These last two are extension 5, extension 6. So try them yourself. Once you're ready, just unpause the video. Okay, let's go through extension question 1. Here's a trapezium drawn on a centimeter grid. On the grid, draw a triangle equal in area to this trapezium. Okay, so let's work out the area of this trapezium. So we need the area of that, A plus B over 2 times by the height. Well, A, that's your A right there, that's 2. That should be at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 along the bottom. The height is going to be that vertical height there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 2 plus 7 divided by 2 times by 4. So it's going to be 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5 times by 4. 4.5 times 4, 18. So you need a triangle that is 18 centimeters squared. There's a couple of ways you can do this. In fact, there'll be a couple of solutions for this. You could have, in fact, let's work it out here. So we're gonna have to work backwards because we need a length and we need a width for the area of the triangle. Or in this case, we need a base, we need a height. Yeah, so we need area of a, in fact, let's do it this way. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Yeah, that's our formula. We know that the area is 18. We want base times height. So let's get B and H on its own. Let's double this. Let's get rid of that fraction. Sorry, it's going to have to times it by 2. We're going to have to times it by 2 on this side, so it's going to be 36 is equal to base times height. So something times something is going to equal 36. You could use 6 and 6. So let's do it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 for the base as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, obviously you guys use a pencil and a ruler. Yeah, something like that. That's good enough. Make sure you use a pencil and ruler though, unlike me. Something like that, that's absolutely fine. As long as it fits in the grid, just draw a right angle triangle. Dead easy. Let's move on. Here's a star shape. Okay, star shape is made from a regular hexagon and 6 congruent equilateral triangles. We'll do congruent shapes at another time, but basically congruent just means the same shape. Yeah, it's just exactly the same shape as each other. So the triangles, they're talking about these. Yeah, in fact, let me highlight them. This, 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 and this, and this. You got 6 triangles there, and you got the hexagon in the middle. That's what they're talking about there. The area of the star shape is 96. So the area of the whole shape, including the hexagon and everything, is 96 centimeters squared. Work out the area of the hexagon in the middle. How are we going to do that? I'll tell you what. Oh, I know what we could do. Let's split the shape. Because these dots are... It's a pattern, isn't it? Yeah, so these... Let me just remove these dots that I just made before. Let me split the shape so you can see. Yeah, because it's made up of triangles. Because these dots are it's a pattern, isn't it? You know, you can draw these triangles anywhere in this shape. So this is your clue right here. You know, this congruent bit. So the congruent means that they're all the same shape. So the triangles are exactly the same. So the hexagon is going to be made up of the same triangles as well. How many triangles have we got in total now? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 triangles in total. So each triangle, oh, let's do it in a different color. So each triangle is going to be 96 divided by 12. Which is 8 centimeters squared. Yep, so each of these triangles is 8 centimeters squared. How many triangles did we have for the hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So area of the hexagon is going to be 6 times 8, which is 48. Yep, I'm sure you can do it some other way. That's probably the best way. I don't think there is any other way, to be honest. You're gonna have to do it that way. That's the only way of doing it. Yeah, so just look at the shape. If you get stuck on anything like that, you just look at the shape and you'll realize it's made up of all those triangles, the same triangle, basically. Work out what one of those triangles is, and then go from there. Well, the area of the hexagon is made up of 6 of those triangles. So it's going to be 6 times that. So, and eventually you'll work out yourself, bit by bit, hopefully. Let's move on. Extension question 3. Perimeter of the triangle is the same length as the perimeter of the square. Find an expression for the length of one side of the square in terms of A. Give your answer in its simplest form. Okay, right. So, how many marks is this? 4 marks. So it's not really asking you to work out what A is. You want your answer, or your answer is going to look like, it's going to have A's in there, basically. Find an expression for the length of one side of the square. Okay, let's work out the perimeter of the triangle first, because that we can work out. So that's just adding up all them. So the perimeter of the triangle is 4a minus 1 plus a plus 2 plus 3a plus 3. Let's simplify this. So we've got 4a plus another a. In fact, let me do it like this. We've got this goes with this, and it goes with this. Remember, the sign goes with it as well. Yeah. And this goes with this, and goes with that as well. Okay, so let's do the A's first. 4a plus 1a is 5a plus another 3a's. 8a minus 1 plus 2 is going to be plus 1 plus 3 is going to be plus 4. Yep, so that's the perimeter of the triangle. They're saying that's the same as the square. Okay, so the perimeter of the square is the same as that. So they're asking for one side of the square. Well, one side is just the perimeter divided by 4. Yeah, because you've got 4 sides. So one length. Oops, can't spell. One length of the square is 8a plus 4 divided by 4. And you do it for both terms. So basically 8a divided by 4 is 2a. And that's going to be plus 1. There's your answer. 2a plus 1. You can't simplify it anymore. You have to leave it like that because they're two different terms. That's an a term. That's a number term. And you have to leave it like that. That's your answer. 4 marks. Let's move on. Diagram shows a rectangle inside a triangle. Triangle has a base of 12 centimeters, height of 10. Rectangle is 5 by 3. Work out the area of the region shown shaded. Yep, so that's obviously, so we're going to have to work out the shaded area, take away the unshaded area. Let's work out the unshaded first. So area of unshaded rectangle is 5 times 3, which is 15. Let's work out area of the triangle. And that's base times height divided by 2. So it's 12 times 10. So that's 120. 120 divided by 2, which is 60 centimeters squared. So area of shaded is that, take away that. So it's 60, take away 15. What's that going to be? 45 centimeter squared. Dead easy. That's a foundation question. That doesn't look like higher. But you definitely need to know this stuff. It's essential. Let's move on to more difficult questions. This is taken from an AQA higher paper. So here are two rectangles. The area of the shaded rectangle is a quarter of the area of the large rectangle. So the area of the shaded area of the shaded rectangle is a quarter of the area of the large rectangle. Okay, work out the value of x. All right. Well, we need to know what these dimensions are, what these lengths are. So that there, we need that. And we need that as well to work out the area. Well, the length of the top, that's going to be, if that's x, it's 12 along the bottom. That's going to be 12 minus x. Yeah, because we don't want the x, whatever that is. So it's 12 minus x for that length there. And this length, well, if that's x plus something, there you go, there's that something right there, plus 2. If it's x plus 2 along here, that's got to be 2 for that bit. Yeah, that's because that side has to be the same as that side for that to be true. So that's got to be 2 centimeters, definitely. Okay, let's work out the area of, which one should we do first? It makes no difference, to be honest, which one you do first. In fact, let's do it like this. Area of the shaded one is 2 times 12 minus x. And they're saying that's equal to a quarter of, I tell you what, should we do it this way? A quarter of yeah, let's do it this way. 12 times x plus 2. Yep. Area of the shaded rectangle is a quarter of the area of the larger rectangle. Yeah, so not the L shape, they're talking about the area of the rectangle, which is the big rectangle. Let me just make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, it looks right. Let's expand this. What do we get on this side? So we've got 24 minus 2x. Let's expand this bit here. So we got a quarter of 12x plus 24. Okay. So a quarter of that is 3x plus 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay. You could have done it differently, but you should get this, and eventually we should be able to work out what x is. Let's keep x on this side. Let's add 2x to both sides. So we get 24 equals 5x plus 6. Let's take away 6 to both sides. That's 18 equals 5x. And let's divide both sides by 5. It's going to be a decimal. So x equals 18 over 5, which is, you can leave it like that, or you can write it, I'd write it as a decimal, to be honest. 18 divided by 5. Obviously, if it's on the non-calculate paper, just leave it like that. If you've got your calculator, just work it out. 3.6. That's your answer. That's going to be centimeters. Yep. Last one, extension question 6. The shorter side of the parallelogram has length 6.5 centimeters. The length of the shorter side is in 1/9 of the perimeter. Work out the length of the longer side. Let's read that again. So the shorter side is 6.5. Yep, we can see that. The length of the shorter side, that is 1/9 of the perimeter. Okay. Work out the length of the long side. Okay, so so the length of the shorter side, which is that, is 1/9 of the perimeter. So what is the perimeter? Perimeter is going to be 9 times that. Yeah. If that doesn't make sense, this is what they're saying. They're saying the shorter side is equal to 1/9 of the perimeter. That's what they're saying. Well, the shorter side is 6.5, 1/9 of, or in fact, times the perimeter, because we say in maths of is times. So the perimeter must be 6.5 times by 9. Yeah, if you bring that to the other side. In fact, let me rewrite it. So this is the same as perimeter over 9. Yeah, that's 1/9 of the perimeter. So to get rid of the fraction, times by 9 here, you'll have to times by 9 here. 6.5 times by 9 is 50. So the perimeter is 58.5 centimeters. Yep. When you do 6.5 times by 9. Just fix that. Okay, that's the perimeter. It's not asking for the perimeter in the question though. So we need to use that. So if that's 58.5, we know that's going to be 6.5 on that side. Let's just call that x. Just don't know what that is. Let's call that x. That's going to be the same. So the perimeter is going to be 58.5 is equal to 2x plus 6.5 plus 6.5. 6.5 plus 6.5 is 13. Take away 13 to both sides. So 58.5 take away 13. 45.5. So x equals, sorry, 2x equals 45.5. So x is going to be half of that. 22.75. That's your answer. Yep, and you're done. So again, just work out step by step. If it doesn't make sense, just draw what they're talking about on there. Just fill in the blanks. Always, if these sentences don't work, or don't make sense, just rewrite them in your own words. The shorter side is equal to 1/9 of the perimeter. Just rewrite that in your own words, and hopefully it'll make more sense. Yep, that's that one done. I shall see you in the next video.